Hello everyone, my name is Nazurah and I'll be presenting to you my paper which is Counselling Youth at Risk, discussing its challenges and the factors that contribute to successful intervention programs. On to my content slide please. So this presentation consists of an introduction to my paper and the general idea I have behind it. And then I will also talk about the current critical challenges youth face today. So basically, I will highlight the biggest challenges which are affecting our youth today. And then I will elaborate on the current intervention strategies employed to help our at-risk youth, stand up and be motivated to change their lives for the better in the future. So, on my next slide. Introduction. According to McWhorter et al., at-risk youth are the young people whose current life situations place them in danger of negative events in the future. So here I have found a table which basically summarizes the criteria to significantly pinpoint a youth who is at risk. So there are 3 levels. Level 1, youth who are placed at risk. So these are the youths who are commonly in low socio-economic status and are suffering from poverty. In level 2, these are the youths who have a higher tendency to be at risk. So these youths are commonly at risk of dropping out of school, also at risk of substance and alcohol abuse, and also are likely to be involved in any court issues and any criminal activities. So for level 3, these are the youths who are already likely to be at risk. So in addition to the elements of level 1 and level 2, these youths are commonly the perpetrators of violence or the victims of violence and are likely involved in gang activities. So, as counselors and youth workers such as myself, we are tasked to guide youth and provide opportunities so that these youths can make better life choices in their very own future. I'm a firm believer in the strength-based counseling strategy because I believe that therapy is not just fixing what's broken, but nurturing what's best within each of these youth. This is true to the quote by Seligman, as you can see in the slides. Psychology is not just the study of weakness and damage, it's also the study of strength and virtue. So youth should be taught to identify their own strengths from everyday habits so that it can be directed to when they need to stay resilient and strong in the face of difficulties rather than just give up if they fail to solve the problem. On to my next slide, please. So these are some of the challenges youth face today. So I have put down a few critical challenges that are affecting youth today. So one of them is socially toxic environments such as poverty, lack of adult supervision at home, readily accessible media even, and stereotyping of races. So this is basically having a negative mindset for a certain race. So these are the environments, these are the toxic environments that can stun a child's social and mental development. So without the right care, supervision and guidance, issues such as substance abuse, domestic abuse, bullying in school and online even, and unwanted pregnancies will eventually disrupt youth development academically as well as socially. On to my next slide, please. So to continue with the previous slide, one of the biggest issues also affecting youth is the internet, and most importantly, social media. So we see nowadays youth are involved in social media in many ways. They have so many networking sites and all that. So there has been a explosive growth of internet usage worldwide in recent years and have been an important part in many lives. And with it being readily accessible and affordable, it has become an important part in many lives as well as the in the lives of these youths. Lim et al. Have found that social media has a significant negative influence on our young people nowadays. So current youth live a life which revolves around social media, as I said before, and negative influences are apparent in media, and youth are unfortunately viewing them as norms. So, with limited ability to control audience in social networking sites, every action is apparent, which can eventually lead to cyberbullying and or negative peer modeling. So, Mithili, Chiu, and Winslow have reported that excessive internet use is associated with academic problems. Grades and schoolwork almost always suffer because of being online for too long. These youths are found to be online for at least 5 hours every day, even more. So we know internet removes human touch. So human touch are apparent in social interaction. Thus, removing human touch in daily lives for very long hours, it significantly increases sense of isolation. So internet addiction basically is a symptom of depressive disorders in youth. With the tendency to internalize problems, youth actually escape from reality by losing themselves in the cyber world. So significantly increasing isolation, and also that decreases social interaction, which eventually leads to an increase in depression. So on to my next slide. So here are the current intervention strategies that are reportedly successful in helping individuals better their lives. And these intervention strategies revolves around the strength-based counseling model, which was introduced by Smith in 2006. So the strength-based counseling model is an important intervention strategy that can be flexed in many ways to fit the current case. So every individual can constantly develop and grow their mental strengths. So thus the strength-based counseling model is about building competence and resilience in each and every youth. So youths who learn persistence and interpersonal skills may reduce his risk for negative behaviors. So the idea here is to stay resilient in the face of difficulties rather than give up when trying to solve the problem but you fail to solve the problem. So here we are to promote resilience in the face of difficulties. So next, systemic interventions focus on protective factors such as parents, school, and the community at large. By recognizing the child's limited power and knowledge, and their parents and caretakers and the community's more substantial power and maturity and influence, we can actually equip these people who have direct and daily interactions with these youth with valuable knowledge to promote youth development of resiliency and to teach them the skills to refuse negative behaviors. So with that, I will end with this very important message. Youth often turn to the simplest solution, but teaching them the skills to cope and constantly look at the situations at every angle can be a useful strategy in guiding youth at risk towards a more positive and brighter future. Thank you.